A full international roundup. Sky Sports have stated that Spurs are targeting an attacking left-sided player in the January transfer window, and Antoine Semenyo is again on Tottenham's list. Wilson Odobert on game time. He said, "I'm not worried about game time. I know if I work hard, I will get it." Mohammed Kudus has come out and said, "I'm encouraged to keep going. When I beat a man, it is a chance, an assist or a goal." And Spurs women boss Martin Ho, ahead of the North London derby, he has come out and said, "I know what this game means." Hi everyone, hope you're well. Chris Cowlin here. This is another edition of Tottenham News, where I'll be going through all of the latest Spurs news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. So let's start by talking about a number of Tottenham Hotspur players on international duty. On Friday, a number of players were on matchday international duty. Luka Vlahovic made his first ever start for Croatia on Friday evening and helped his nation qualify for the 2026 World Cup. The 18-year-old defender, currently on loan at Bundesliga side Hamburg, featured for the full 90 minutes on what was only his second cap. His side defeated the Faroe Islands 3-1 to punch their ticket for next summer's finals. Also on Friday evening, Jamie Donnelly stepped off the bench for the closing stages of Northern Ireland's 1-0 defeat to Slovakia. The Group A clash was goalless when Jamie, on loan at Stoke City, won his fifth cap when he came on for Jamie Reid with 12 minutes remaining. But they were dealt a blow in stoppage time when the host broke the deadlock while Sunderland's Dan Mallard was sent off shortly after. However, there was some good news for Northern Ireland as they secured a World Cup playoff place by winning their Nations League group after Croatia's triumph over the Faroe Islands. Mickey van der Ven's Netherlands have all but qualified for next summer's World Cup after picking up a valuable point in a 1-1 draw against Poland in Warsaw on Friday evening. Our informed defenders started at left-back in the Group G clash and played the full match, while Javi Simons remained an unused sub in the game, in which the Dutch battled back to draw thanks to Memphis Depay's 47th minute equaliser after Poland had gone ahead just before half-time. This was Mickey van der Ven's 17th cap for his country. The point means the Netherlands will book their World Cup spot if they draw at home to Lithuania on Monday. Should they lose and Poland beat Malta, it would still need a 13-goal swing to deny the Dutch their place. Also on Friday, Christian Romero is part of Argentina's historic friendly against Angola, which Argentina won 2-0. Martinez and Lionel Messi getting the goals for Argentina. And our club captain, Christian Romero, he played the full 90 minutes. Also on Friday, Matisse Tell and Wilson Odobert both featured for the France under-21s as they drew 1-1 with Switzerland in the European under-21 Championship qualifier. Both players played the full 90 minutes. And also on Friday, Ashley Phillips and Aaron Maguire both remained on the bench for England and the Republic of Ireland, respectively, as their under-21 sides faced off in the Euro 2021 qualifying. England won the game at St Andrews 2-0. 5 first-team Tottenham Hotspur players are on matchday international duty on Saturday. Richarlison and Papa Matasar as Brazil take on Senegal in a friendly in England. Kevin Danso for Austria playing against Cyprus. Brennan Johnson, of course, for Wales as they take on Liechtenstein. And Pedro Porro for Spain as they take on Georgia. Now, Tottenham Hotspur star Mohammed Kudus has been talking to the Premier League all about captain Christian Romero. He said he is a very professional on top of the pitch, very demanding. His style of play is very aggressive. He demands a lot from everyone, and it is a pleasure playing alongside him. I am enjoying it. Now, Mohammed Kudus then went on to say it means a lot to be in an environment where you are appreciated and understood by the players and the staff, able to get into the positions where you can to use your best attributes to have an impact for your team, and I get that a lot here at Tottenham. I'm encouraged to keep going, even if we lose the ball, because they know once I beat the man and succeed, it's either a chance, an assist, or a goal. I really hold that in high regard because I'm not restricted from playing with a lot of the freedom, and that is how I understand the game as a player. Now, Sky Sports have again linked Tottenham Hotspur to Bournemouth star Antoine Semenyo. Sky Sports have stated that Tottenham, alongside Manchester City and Liverpool, are monitoring Antoine Semenyo ahead of the January transfer window. Spurs are looking at signing another forward in the window, particularly one who can play on the left-hand side following the departure of Heung-min Son in the summer of 25. Whilst on international duty, Wilson Odobert has been talking to RMC Sport about his playing time at Tottenham and targets for this season. He said, personally, I'm not worried about all of the playing time because I know if I work hard and do the right things, I don't see why I wouldn't get more game time at Spurs. I need to take on more responsibility. I think I'm not setting myself a goal target, and any assist is fine. I'm going to do things right and win matches, and that is what motivates me. The Spurs women are in WSL action at Brisbane Road on Sunday afternoon, hosting North London rivals Arsenal. Now, Spurs are currently 5th in the Women's Super League table. They have played 8, they have won 5 and lost 3. They have 15 points. Arsenal are in 4th spot. They also have 15 points. They have also played 8, but they have won 4, drawn 3 and lost 1. I spoke to Martin Ho on Friday afternoon ahead of this game. This is what he had to say.
It's been good. I'll start on Monday. Monday was really good. I'm only joking. No, it's been brilliant. Yeah, it's been a good week. We've trained really well. The players have been really good. There's good energy around the group. We reflected on the performance. We know what we need to do better. And now we look forward to the game on the weekend.
Martin, you touched on this already, but I want to talk about, from the fans' point of view, this game is absolutely huge to the fans. When you come into a club like Spurs, does someone actually pull you to one side and say, this game is so important?
No, I know how important it is. You get a feel for that when you're just an external, when you're watching this type of game. You know how competitive it is. You know how much it means to supporters. I know what it means from a men's side, from a rivalry. I'm very well aware that it's an important game, and the same in pre-season. I made the players aware that was an important game in pre-season too. Because no matter if it's a friendly or not, you want to make sure you show your best. And I know we're in for a good game on the weekend, and we need to make sure that we perform.
You must be absolutely delighted that the Spurs women have got 5 wins in the WSL in November, because of course the Spurs women only managed 5 wins in the entire season last year. You must be very pleased with where the squad is at right now. And how confident are you that the results can be consistent so you can fight for those Champions League spots?
No, I agree. In terms of the 5 wins, I think if you look at it from statistically from where we was last year, we're better off in a lot of departments. We're rebuilding a team in terms to make sure that they've got the confidence again, the belief again as a team. We're changing the identity to something that really resonates with the supporters and the club. And to be in a position with 15 points now, I don't know how many of you would have sat on the call now and said, okay, well, you're going to have 15 points 8 or 9 games in, and you're moving forward, your playing style's changing, you're showing more energy, you're showing more passion. You've now sold 7,000 plus tickets at Brisbane Road for a derby, and I think we've took big steps. I'm confident we can push the top, yes, but you need consistency, and consistency is a really hard thing to get all the time. And when you do get it, you have to run with it, and we've had that in our performances so far. We've got to make sure now we can find that again after that London City defeat, and make sure we put a performance in now, and what an opportunity to do it on the weekend.
I suppose, Martin, with that crowd keep growing, I suppose you just need to keep winning.
Yeah, of course, that's the easy part, isn't it, Chris? You sure? I just have to keep winning, and hopefully the crowds will keep building. But no, I'm really happy where the team's at. We've got a lot of work to do, and I think it's hard I get it from supporters' perspective, from media perspective. Everyone wants more, and everyone expects you to win every week. And there's probably no one more than me who doesn't want to win. I'd hate losing, and I'm probably a big sore loser for doing that. But actually, I think where we are now and the steps we've taken, I think we've took big steps. If you step back and look at it properly, which I have to sometimes myself, we've took big steps from where we were at. And if you look from where the team was to where it is now, it's big progress. And I think if fans stick with us, everyone sticks with us, I think we can do big things here in the coming future now.
As you just said there, and lastly, of course, the Spurs women have come a long way under your leadership in this short amount of time. But in terms of squads, Arsenal and Spurs right now, how far away are Spurs away from being, a team like Arsenal in terms of quality and the depth?
I'll throw it back at you. Where do you think is that?
Well, I'm asking you.
No, of course. I think we've got work to do in terms of where we want to be. Where playing style, identity, DNA, we've got lots of work to do to be where we want to be. Arsenal have built that over a long period of time. And it takes time to build that. They didn't just win the Champions League as a one-off. It took them so long to do that. They didn't win the league just off a few years. It takes a long time. And we know we've got a good squad here. They've got a good squad. We need to make sure that we add players to the squad to make us better. We have to do that. We have to make sure we add depth to the squad to make sure we be more competitive, but actually more sustainable in more competitions. You don't want to just compete just for a league. And your squad determines that. Your squad depth determines if you can compete in all competitions. So, yeah, we have work to do in the squad depth, but we have to make sure that with the squad now, we make sure we keep pushing, and they've done wonderful things here, the team, now while I've been here.
That's exactly what I'd have said. Good luck.
Thanks, Chris. We'll go to Charlotte.
Now, my thoughts on everything in this episode. Let's start by talking about the players currently on international duty. As per usual, it seems to be going well for a number of Tottenham Hotspur players. Of course, Lucas Bergvall has returned from international duty, so let's hope that he is resting up and getting the medical attention that he needs in order for him to be fit and available for the North London derby or a game in the very near future, because games are going to come thick and fast yet again. But as I always say, every international duty, as long as all of the players come back fit and available, and no injuries, fingers crossed, everything crossed for no injuries. We don't need any more. Now, Mohammed Kudus, since signing from West Ham in the summer, I think he has been excellent. However, I do feel that there is a lot of responsibility on his shoulders in that final third. And when Spurs want something to happen, it just seems to be passed over to him and say, just work your magic. And I feel like that is a little bit unfair, because one player can't do it all. And I feel like we need more quality in that area. But I love his confidence in saying, when I beat a man, it is a chance, it is an assist, or it is a goal. And I tell you what, we should be scoring a lot more goals with someone like Mohammed Kudus in our final third. That brings me on nicely to talk about a player that we haven't got on the left-hand side. And Wilson Odobert saying that he has been working hard, and if he works hard, that he will get that chance. I think he will. And in fairness to players like Wilson Odobert and Matisse Tell, they both came on in the Manchester United game and made a difference. And fair play to them. This is exactly what you need to do. You need to be an impact player. When you're coming off the bench, you need to make that impact. And both of them did that. But Spurs, in my opinion, do need an experienced player on that left-hand side. We've lost Heung-min Son. He went out to LAFC, doing extremely well there. He's already come out and said that he will not be returning to Tottenham or be going out on loan to any team in the winter window. But Spurs do need a top quality attacking player on the left-hand side. When you think of the goals, assists, chances that have come out of this team, when you haven't got the likes of Heung-min Son, Dejan Kulusevski, James Maddison in this side, and of course you could even go back a little bit further and say Harry Kane. When you take all of these players out of the team, that is a lot of goals, that is a lot of assists, that is a lot of chances. And, players do need to step up. Wilson Odobert, he's come out and said about the game time. He knows exactly what he needs to do. These players need to work extremely hard to get more game time. But most importantly, grab that opportunity. Take your chance. When him and Tell come on, as I said, in the Manchester United game, they certainly did that. And that is exactly what we want to see a whole lot more. Now, the Spurs women take on Arsenal on Sunday afternoon at Brisbane Road. A record number of tickets for a WSL game involving Spurs at Brisbane Road have been sold, over 7,000, which is absolutely brilliant. The atmosphere should be really good at that ground on Sunday. The Spurs women have only ever beaten Arsenal women once. And that was a couple of years ago at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, where we won 1-0. Martha Thomas got the only goal under Robert Villaham. Now, Martin Ho, it is fair to say, very, very impressive in press conferences. He has been a real shining light for the Spurs women. Come in, his leadership has been absolutely fantastic. He's a great talker, and he is a great manager, and he has taken this club far in the couple of months that he has been here. So long may this continue. So it should be a fantastic game on Sunday afternoon. I will be there covering the game, so looking forward to it. So yes, as I said, international players. There are a lot of internationals still to play from now until Wednesday. I think Rodrigo Bentancur, playing for Uruguay, is the last international game involving a Spurs player before the North London derby takes place on Sunday. Thanks for watching and thanks for listening. I hope you enjoyed it. If you're watching on YouTube, please do hit that subscribe button, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening to this on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. Enjoy your weekend, stay safe and well, keep smiling and come on you Spurs.